Oh, hello. My friends, Scotty J here, back again with another episode of 9 Hours, 9 Persons, and 9 Doors. On our last episode, we got the Reds working again, indirectly, in the sense that we left the room, came back, and they were working. However, we have lost Snake, and now Ace has drugged himself to knock himself out so that the rest of us would move on without him. With all of that fun and exciting stuff out of the way, the party's down to 6, and we are heading off to either door 7 or door 8. Lotus has picked 7, or Lotus has picked 8, 7 has picked 7. I think we are going to go for door 8 ourselves. Let's move on. I think I'm going to go with door 8. Okay, door 8 it is. Yeah. Alright then, that means June's got to go through door 7. What? Why? What? Santa grimaced, muttering angrily to himself, but finally began to explain. If the 6 of us are going to keep going without leaving anyone behind, then there's only 3 ways we can do it. Plan A. Go through 7 with 3, 5, and 8, and then go through 8 with 4, 6, and 7. Plan B. Go through 7 with 4, 5, and 7, go through 8 with 3, 6, and 8. Plan C. Go through 7 with 3, 6, and 7, go through 8 with 4, 5, and 8. And that's it. Those are our only options. In other words, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and 7 and 8 can never go through the same doors. You get it now? As Santa finished, June looked over at Junpei, tears welling up in the corners of her eyes. Oh no! You're saying we aren't going to see each other again for a long time? Junpei felt just as June did. He wanted to be by her side through whatever trials they were preparing to face. But he knew if they were to survive, he had to swallow those feelings. In order for the 6 of them to move on forward, he and June had to be separated. He looked at June. He was scared to lose her, but he swallowed, steeling his resolve, and did his best to smile. Hey, come on, you're making it seem like we're never going to see each other again. We gotta split up, but only for a while. This is just like when we went to the doors 4 and 5, right? We got to split up then, but we all met back up. I'll bet 7 and 8 are just like that. You mean they're connected somewhere? Yeah, probably. Probably? She didn't sound very hopeful. It was 7 that interjected. I'm sure they're going to connect somewhere. Why? What makes you so sure? If they don't connect, either team can go through door 9. In other words, the game would end right here. Zero's been on top of his shit so far. I don't think he'd blow it now. I'm damn sure that son of a bitch wants to have his fun as long as possible. He's not going to end the game until we get through the 9 door. June said nothing. The tears were gone, but her eyes were still sad as they looked at Junpei. He met them with what reassurance he could manage and laid his hand gently on her shoulder. Everything's going to be fine. We're going to see each other again. I promise. June bit her lip and gave him a almost imperceptible nod. Yes. Promise? Her voice was barely above a whisper. Santa's voice, however, shattered the moment. You guys are done, right? He stretched and continued. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Clover and I will both go into separate groups. I figure I'll take 7 and Clover can have 8. Makes the math work and all that. Any problems with that, Clover? Clover looked away and was silent for a moment. Whatever. It's more of a dismissal than an agreement, but Santa didn't seem to care. Alright, let's get ready to go then. Let's move! At Santa's command, the group split and headed for their respective doors. Santa, 7, and June walked towards door 7, while Clover, Lotus, and Junpei headed for door 8. For a long moment, they stood in front of the door. Then, Lotus laid her hand against her chest and turned to Junpei and Clover. Are you ready? Yeah. Yes. Then, shall we go? Ooh, it's a sliding door instead. The door had opened. A narrow hallway stretched out before them. Lotus and Clover leapt through the door. The moment they did, their bracelets beeped. The detonators in their bracelets had been activated. Junpei stepped forward to follow them. But as he was about to step over the threshold, he stopped. He looked over to his left, towards door 7. June stood there, a mirror image of Junpei. She turned and looked towards him. Their eyes met. They nodded. Their farewells took almost a second and a half. Then someone took hold of Junpei's arm and hauled him bodily through the door. He heard the sound of the numbered door slam shut behind him. His bracelet gave a cold electronic beep. 81 seconds left. Hurry! Lotus snapped at him and ran to the dead. Junpei and Clover followed her as fast as they could. Oh, we found this one pretty easy this time. Thank goodness. Phew. It stopped. With a shaking hand, she wiped a few beads of sweat from her forehead. Clover, however, was calm, almost aloof, perhaps. Pointless, she muttered to herself. Without emotion, began to walk down the hallway, leaving behind a confused Junpei and Lotus. Lotus watched the girls receding back with a mix of frustration and curiosity. What an unpleasant girl. I bet she's not very popular with the boys. Her sarcasm seemed to be a little more biting than was perhaps necessary, but she sighed and started after the younger girl. After taking a moment to catch his breath, Junpei followed. The hallway made a number of turns before at last coming to a dead end. Set into the wall on the left side was a large iron door. For a few moments, they stood in front of the door, examining it. Above the door was a plate with the word laboratory engraved on it. A laboratory, huh? That doesn't sound very pleasant. I don't like the look of this place. Me neither, but there aren't any other doors. It's not like we got a lot of choices. Junpei? Please, you go first. Junpei suspected her politeness was motivated by something other than respect. Ugh. Junpei muttered to himself and pushed open the iron door. Another slidey door! Let's go! His first steps inside were tentative and careful, but as he examined the room, it became clear that there was no imminent danger. Lotus followed him in, and Clover brought up the rear. The room they found themselves in was divided into two separate areas by curved walls. A thick glass window built into the wall made it possible to see into the other side of the division. Junpei walked to the window and looked through. What the hell? He wasn't sure what else to say. In the center of the room, shaped like a quarter circle, a mannequin lay in what looked like to be a medical exam table. That looked so creepy. Junpei jumped a little. He hadn't noticed Lotus come up next to him. You know that thing is gonna suddenly sit up or something, do you? Well, I don't know. I mean, look at all those cables sticking out of it. If we press the wrong buttons, I don't know. Stop it. Just thinking about it is terrifying. She was gripping her arms. The knuckles on her hands were white. It was then that Junpei noticed Clover. She was still standing near the entrance to the room. Her face had the appearance of calm, but it was drawn and somehow sad. There was something almost pitiful about her. Junpei walked over to her and, kindly as he could, spoke. Are you okay? Clover looked away. What are you talking about? What? I'm just worried about you. You've been real quiet. What? I can't be quiet if I want to? Well, I mean, of course you can. Okay then. If I can be quiet if I want, just leave me alone, okay? Come on, you know I can't do that. We gotta work together. Clover bit her lip and was silent for a moment. Then suddenly, Junpei, you just don't get it! Her cry took Junpei by surprise, and he stumbled backwards a few steps, almost alarmed. My brother's not the kind of person who'd just leave me behind. Something happened to him. Something bad. Junpei had nothing to say. Lotus, jolted from her mannequin nightmares by Clover's voice, turned towards them. What happened? Clover's eyes slid to Lotus, then back to Junpei. Look, just don't bother me, okay? Leave me alone. Finish, she turned around. Before Junpei or Lotus could say anything, Clover had begun to walk away. Hey! Wait, Clover! Hold on! Might as well have been talking to a wall. That was all the notice she took of his cries. Not even slowing down, she made for a doorway, cut in the wall in front of her. Not even slowing down, she passed through the doorway. And without warning, an iron gate fell from the ceiling, sealing Clover in. What the heck? What's going on here? Clover grabbed hold of the iron bars and shook them as hard as she could. Hang on, I'll get it open. Junpei grabbed the bars and pulled. In a moment, Lotus joined him. The three of them pulled as hard as they could, but... Ah! Ugh! Ugh! Damn it, it's not moving. Wait, are you just gonna give up, just like that? No, I'm not giving up. This has gotta be another one of Zero's puzzles. If it is, then there's gotta be a way to open it. Junpei nodded. Just what I was thinking. Now all we gotta do is find it. Lotus and I can look around out here. Clover, you're gonna have to see if you can find anything in there. Oh, yes, I'm on it. Seek a way out. All right, let's roll. Hey, look at that. So we are in, the half circle lab, mannequin, some stairs. Cool. Pretty small room it looks like. Let's get to it then. Anything at the door? Nothing we can really see here. Window. A window made of real thick glass. I don't even think a bullet could break it. Well, dang. What are these lockers? Hey, this one in the middle opened. What do we got here? Ethanol. Interesting. These, I'm assuming, are locked then. A whole bunch of steel lockers. 9 on the right have a little red light on them. Red lights, huh? Well, it can't hurt to give these babies a try. Yep, just as I thought. Locked tight, all 9 of them. I wonder if there's anything important in there. Probably. Look, boxes. It's a cardboard box. There's some papers and stuff in them. What's in this box? What's in the box? Looks like it's quite full. As far as I can tell, it's just a bunch of notes about some kind of experiments. But it's all really technical and stuff, and I don't really get it. Anything with these doors down here? These lockers are a little larger than the ones on top. Let's see if there's anything useful in here. And nope, nothing. Alright. Look at all that. There are 2 levers here. Do you think they activate something? Well, why don't you move one? Alright, I'll give it a try. Nope. Doesn't look like anything's happening. Alright. Over here, perhaps? There's a lot of stuff here. I don't know how we could use any of those. Well, I can say for sure I do know how to use at least one of these things. Which one? One on the top. I think it's a power cable. Power cable, huh? I'll take that. Hey, we got a 3-prong power cable. Nice. To the window. Anything fun over here? I don't know what kind of table it is, but part of it's all black. There's a pen lying over here. I think someone probably used it to make the table black. Well, if it's only used the pen on one part of it, then there's probably something underneath all that pen. Clover, do you think you can erase it? Yeah, sure. Oh, this is a permanent marker. Junpei, do you know how to erase ink from a permanent marker? Erase ink from a permanent marker, huh? Give me just a minute, Clover. I'll be right back. Part of the table's been covered over in black with permanent marker. If I could find something that can get rid of that ink, I'd hand it to Clover through the bars. Okay, cool. So we'll go over to the bars. I'm assuming that's what the ethanol's for. Clover, use this ethanol. You should be able to wipe off the permanent ink with it. What am I going to wipe with? Oh, well, your clothes, of course. That's the face of you done messed up, Junpei. Ha! Kidding, kidding. Please don't look at me like that. You're scaring me. Do we need to actually find a rag for her now? Goodness, I hope not. Let's use Junpei's shirt. Anyway. Clover, can you use the cloth on the table? Use, huh? Soak in the ethanol, then use it to wash off all the stuff with the permanent marker, okay? Right, okay. So I gotta soak the cloth in the ethanol. Well, she's got the cloth, but it seems to be having a little trouble with the bottle of ethanol. When she's ready, I should ask her to get the work on the stuff on the table. Soak the cloth in ethanol and... Junpei! It's working! It's wiping the permanent ink off. Huh? There's some kind of weird drawing under the permanent ink. Well, what's the deal with the drawing that Clover found? Maybe I should ask her to take another look at the table? I wonder what this is. There's a bunch of numbers and some kind of grid. I can't see it from here. Clover, you've got a pen and notebook, right? Could you write those numbers down and then hand it to me through the bars? Okay. Roger. We go back to the bars. Hello. Here, Junpei. I wrote down all the numbers from the desk over here. Here were the numbers on it acquired. New material has been added to the file screen. Let's check it out. Clover's note. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Besides being interesting tic-tac-toe moves, I'm not sure what to do with that one. We'll come back to that in a bit. Oh, anything here? Computer. The monitor doesn't have a power cable, so one of this cable needs to be connected to the monitor, and the other needs to plug into under the desk. All right, let's just slip you. Huh? Well, shoot, I can't use this. What's wrong? The cable has 3 prongs, but the socket only has 2 holes. It's not going to fit, is what I'm saying. In other words, we're going to need to change the power cable to the 2-prong. That's right. Man, even in a frickin' death game, you gotta find the proper power cable. Is there anything down there? Got the scribblings from the table already. I wonder what this is. This thing here looks like a voltmeter. And this is the control for that? Gosh, there's so many dials. Why don't you try turning one of them? Nope, nothing. There's no power, you guys. Turn the dial a whole bunch, but if I turn all the switches on, nothing happens. Hey, Clover, how's the power cables over there? Huh? What do you mean? Does the plug have 3 prongs or 2? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Let me go look. Guess she does have to crouch down to get a look under there. Cable on the monitor has, it's got 2 of those little metal things. What does that mean? Oh, that's it. Can you unplug the cable and bring it over here? Okay, but? Well, I can unplug it, but it's connected to the main computer. I can't take it to you. Damn, that's no good then. Well, how about just the plug? What? The plug? Well, maybe more like the, connector? It's the sort of thing that makes the plug with the 3 metal things into a plug with 2 metal thingies. Still useless? No, not useless. Not useless at all. Oh, that's just what we were looking for. Okay. Can you hold on for a little bit then? Back down she goes. All right. Unplugged. I'll hand it to you over at the bars, okay? Woohoo! To the bars. Now then, here you go. The 2-prong plug. Thanks. Yay! So we'll combine. Excellent. Okay. Put the 2-prong plug on the head of this power cable. Yay! Now we have a 2-prong power cable. Let's go. That should then work on that computer. Hello, computer. Alright, I've got the 2-prong power cable in my hand. Pretty sure this will work. Under the desk I go. And let's just plug the thing into the monitor. Alright, that ought to do it. Alright, let's turn the power on. I don't think anything's gonna happen. Why not? Well, it's not connected to the main computer. You never know until you try. Pretty optimistic. Oh, look at that. Junpei pushed the button on the front of the monitor. With a soft hum, it turned on. Streams of letters that made no sense to Junpei began to scroll across the screen. He'd hoped it would turn on, but he hadn't expected, this? Huh? It's actually working? So it would seem. Isn't it kind of weird? What? It's not connected to the main computer, right? There's just a keyboard and a monitor. The only cable is connecting this thing to the power cable is we just plugged in. So, why is it working? Maybe it's a wireless display? Clearly, this was a reasonable explanation to Lotus. A wireless display? Yeah, it connects to your computer wirelessly. Hence the name. Have you been living in a cave, Junpei? He most certainly had not, but... Is that normal? Yes, at least where I worked. As they spoke, the lines of letters suddenly stopped and disappeared. The only thing left on the screen was the word pass, followed by a colon. Oh, looks like we need to enter a password. Again? Oh, there must be a hint around here somewhere. Could you go take a look? Yeah, I'm on it. What are you going to do? I'll see if I can do something about this on my own. On your own? Yep, on my own. Lotus pulled over the nearest chair and dropped herself onto it, in front of the keyboard. For a second, she stared at the screen. She kneeled her hands, knuckles popped, twisted her back left, then right. All right, let's kick some ass. Lotus smiled to herself and rubbed her hands together in anticipation. Then, before Junpei had time to blink, she was typing at incredible speeds, the click-clang of the keys running together like machine gun fire. What? Junpei was, for once, at a loss for words. Didn't expect that, did you? Of course I didn't. Lotus grinned, pleased with herself. Well, at any rate, that was pretty amazing. Did you fall for me again? Whoa, 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 whoa. What do you mean, again? I'm not into you. I know. Don't be so stubborn, shy boy. I'm not being stubborn. I'm not even shy, and I'm not a boy. I'm a young, healthy 21-year-old man. Not gonna fall for an old lady like you. Suddenly, the guttural roar of a furious animal filled the room. Or so Junpei thought for a moment. Lotus's hand suddenly stopped, and her shoulders stiffened. Old lady? Did you call me old lady? Oh, crap, thought Junpei. He went too far. Well, it was a nice life while it lasted. I've had enough of you. Go somewhere else. You're bothering me. What? Go see if you can find a password hint or something. I'll try and open this from here. You're distracting me. Go. Now. Lotus waved her hand in the universal gesture of dismissal. Junpei was clearly not wanted. Time to cut my losses, Junpei thought, and left as quietly and inoffensively as he could. Frickin' Junpei. Junpei wandered around the room for a little while, looking for anything that might help find the password for the computer. Unfortunately, he found no clues whatsoever. Nothing. He asked Clover if there was anything useful in the laboratory, but her answer was no. Damn, he thought. Looks like we hit a dead end this time. But just as he was about to tell Lotus that his search had returned nothing. All right. Bullseye. Junpei, I did it. Excited cheers erupted from near the monitor. He hurried back to find Lotus looking rather smug. She gestured for him to look at the screen, and he did. The strange text from before was gone. In place was something entirely different. 9 squares, arranged in a 3x3 square. What's this? I don't have any idea. Just showed up after I cracked the password. Think it's a puzzle? It certainly looks like one. As she spoke, Lotus stood up. Huh? Aren't you gonna, do more computer stuff? I can't do any more. It won't let me do any more programming. See the keyboard? Nothing. So there's nothing more I can do. Well, I guess I'll leave this to you then, Junpei. What? Let me take a break, all right? I did my part. He wasn't sure what to say to that. She certainly had done her part. In fact, without Lotus, they probably would have run completely aground. I shouldn't rely on other people so much, Junpei thought to himself. Here on out, he told himself, he would rely on no one else. Junpei crossed his arms and stared at the puzzle shown on the screen. All right. Thankfully, we found a cool little piece of writing on a table somewhere. Bwah! Key lock's open. How do we like that? Not bad, right? All right. I solved it. Did you hear a noise just now? Yeah, I did. It sounded like something unlocking. Where did it come from? Oh, the lockers! Woohoo! Lockers. Look, Junpei. The lights in the lockers are green. They must have unlocked with the computer puzzle. Woohoo! What did we find? Hey, it's a key! Oh, there's more than one key in here. This one is small. It looks like it goes to some sort of machine. And this one is the Earth symbol on it. I think the Earth symbol matches a keyhole in the door on deck A. Well, if that's the case, we probably don't need the Earth key right now. Alright then, Earth key. I'll just tuck you away deep in my pocket. Now as for the other key. Woo! Activation key. Now that should... It was just at that moment he heard a voice behind him. It was Clover. Hey, Junpei, do you have a minute? He put the puzzle aside for the moment and walked over to Clover. What's up? Well, never mind. Hey, hold on a minute. What does... Sorry. Just forget about it. It's nothing. Before he could say anything, she spun around and ran back down the stairs. What the hell was that? After waiting a few minutes to see if she would return, Junpei sighed and shook his head. He went back to searching. That was odd. Anyway. Activation key. I'm assuming that goes on here. This key. Shape sure does seem like it would go to this machine. Alright, I'm turning it on. Hey! Monitor's on now. And it's full of letters. Oh boy, letters. Showing some kind of warning. Power restored to experimental device. Emergency systems will activate in the event of an abnormal subject behavior. Okay. Should check on Clover then. It's this like an experimentation table? Could be mannequin here, guys. Let's mess with these now. Junpei, the thing here is on now. That's because we activated the power over on this side. Could you, like, play with it a little? Okay. Yeah. I'll turn this dial here. Turn, turn, turn. I don't think it's working. Nothing happened. Maybe she missed something? I should look around the room again. This is the monitor. There's a whole lot of cables underneath this table. And there's something sticking out of the mannequin's head, like wires or something. What the hell are they doing in there? Huh? Why is she all quiet now? They were doing experiments on humans, probably. Oh man, she looks so sad. Wires, eh? If you increase the voltage? Roger, will do. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way to max voltage. Max voltage? Hey, wait, Clover. Ah, shit. What? I think I'm... Oh, snap, that's a fire. That's not good. Oh my god! The mannequin's head! Oh man, that sounds like a fire alarm. God, what the hell? Fire detected. Fire detected. The emergency system will be activated. Evacuate the room immediately. Shit, does that mean... we have a way to get out of here? Damn! The gate's still shut. Oh, but this is open now. Control device for the electronic door lock. The green light is on. Junpei, look at the light. Yeah, it's green. Emergency system's been activated to disable the locks. Now we can save Clover. Junpei! Ah, come on, kid, jump! She's safe. Oh, man, that smoke is some serious business. Time to close this door again, I think. Clover, are you okay? Are you hurt? Damn, she's coughing so hard she can't even talk. Of course I'm not all right. What the hell took you so long, you big jerk? I was almost dead. Sorry, I was going as fast as I could. You two can do this later. Right now, we need to get the hell out of here. That fire's not going to stay in that room forever. Bye-bye. Woo, we made it out. We almost set the boat on fire. Whoopsies. Junpei, Clover, and Lotus leapt out of the laboratory, slamming the door shut behind them. All three collapsed against a wall, breathing heavily. Junpei's heart was pounding in his chest, and his whole body felt weak. He inhaled gulps of clean air. With each one, he could feel his body begin to calm down. All right, let's go. They nodded to each other and started off down the hallway. Before long, they found a few new doors, but all of them were locked. Soon, they had tried all the doors but one. The final door sat in the corner of the hallway. Junpei grabbed the door handle and was about to pull it open when a voice cried out behind him. It was neither Clover nor Lotus, but he recognized it. There was no door. That voice belonged to Junpei! He span around. There at the end of the hall, Junpei saw human figures running towards him. 3 of them. June, Santa, and Seven. They stopped short in front of Junpei and his companions, gasping for air. Hey! What are you guys up doing here? What? We didn't... Before he could finish, Clover spoke. Guys, can you come over here? She was standing near the end of a small hallway that branched off to the right. The rest of them ran over to her, curious what she had found. There was something on the wall at the end of the hallway. Hey, it's a map! Let's go! A map of the ship's interior. It said C deck on the upper left corner. Most likely, they assumed, it was the map for the floor they were on. Door 7 and... door 8. The maps confirmed what they already knew. Both doors eventually led to this hallway, where they had found themselves. In fact... Yeah, isn't this what I said? If we find the 9 door, so you ain't gonna split us up. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we can't open door 9. That's how the nonary game works. Junpei looked at the map on the ship's interior again. As he looked more closely, his surprise and excitement gave way to weariness. One by one, the others saw what he'd seen. As one, they all moved back towards the door Junpei had only moments ago been ready to open. He pulled the map of the ship's interior off the wall and put it in his pocket, and followed the others. The 6 of them stood in front of the door, arrayed in a semicircle. Santa stepped forward. He took hold of the door and spoke without looking back at the other 5. Ready? I'm gonna open it. They nodded their silent assent. With a deep breath, Santa threw open the door. They poured through the doorway and into the room. Even without looking around, each of them knew where they were. They were just where the map had said they would be. The same room they'd been in not very long ago. The tremendous central hospital room with empty beds from wall to wall. All right, and I actually think that is where we're going to leave it off today. So, thank you for hanging out with me today, guys. This is Scotty J signing off, and we will hang out next time. Bye-bye.